Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan.
And my name is Carter Nolan.
And we are here with our bracket challenges. So, warning, they're probably going to be wrong because that's the nature of all bracket challenges.
Especially the East is
there's some surprises on our lists. I think we differed on a couple things.
So do you want to start?
Did we differ on a couple things?
We'll just go through it. We'll find out.
Okay.
All right, so first series.
First series is Colorado and Nashville. This is a series that on paper should be over in a hurry, and with what's coming out with the possibility... Am I going to talk first, or are you going to talk first?
Well, I thought I would chime in.
Okay, well, or it could be delayed due to a spunky underdog performance.
Yeah.
But also, like, Saros is a question mark in that whether or not he will be healthy, so...
Yeah.
Nashville's kind of fucked.
Yeah, there's no way Nashville wins this series. However, I don't see Colorado getting a full clean sweep like a lot of people think. I see Nashville putting up 1 to 2 games of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your prediction?
My prediction is that Colorado sweeps in 4.
Really?
Yes, I have Colorado sweeping in 4.
You don't have Nashville winning 1?
No.
Interesting.
No.
I actually had Nashville winning 2. However, I could see them winning as little as 1.
Okay.
I don't think they get swept. So I have 6, but it's a 6 or a 5.
Sounds good.
Next series?
So, the next series we have is Minnesota versus St. Louis. That series is... We seemingly have very similar series, but also, like, between public opinion and analytically speaking, it's such a controversial take on where to go on this series. Both teams are doing pretty red hot as of recently. It's a series that could go either way. Mm-hmm. I think... now, here's the thing. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for later. I banked a lot on one of these two teams. I've put a lot of effort on one of these two teams. I think between the offensive ability of the Minnesota Wild matched with grit, determination, defensive depth in okay places, an alright power play. Defensively speaking, their offensive guys can play defensive as well, as good.
The
acquisition of both goaltenders for Minnesota, I give Minnesota the slight edge.
Yeah. I think this is 2 very, very, very close teams. I mean, I don't see how this series doesn't go to 7. I don't see how this even ends in 6. What do you have?
Minnesota in 6.
You have Minnesota in 6?
Yeah, Minnesota in 6. You can zoom in as much as you want. It says Minnesota in 6.
I swear I thought it said 4. I was
fuck no!
I was getting ready.
Absolutely not!
It's very small.
All right, and Carter has?
I have Minnesota as well.
So this is frustrating.
But I can see St. Louis winning.
I'm realizing this frustrating now. We made our bracket separate, and I'm looking at Carter's bracket, and it's very similar, and it's pissing me off to no end right now. But yeah, next series is Calgary versus Dallas.
Yep.
This series I think is going to be a lot closer than what people think it will be, because Dallas is Dallas, the draw, the ascension from Nashville to Dallas, I think, is a quite steep one. I think Dallas was more, honestly, like, Dallas plays more like a 3rd seed than a 4th seed.
We're forgetting that this team was in the Cup final just 2 years ago.
Well, not even that, but LA Kings are not as good of a team as I think the numbers suggest. They're just in a weak division. Case in point, there's only 3 people from the Pacific Division here. It'll be a very interesting conversation. How does a Pacific team play against a Central Division team? Because that is the matchup that awaits the Calgary Flames. And I think the Calgary Flames are going to have a little bit of a tougher time than people think. Granted, though, there are a lot of things working in favor of the Calgary Flames. Notoriously, they're one of the best 5-on-5 teams in the league. Johnny Gaudreau is putting up so much 5-on-5, not as much on the power play, but 5-on-5.
Mangiapane has been nuts.
Yeah, Mangiapane has been playing offensively skilled as well. Matthew Tkachuk has had a quiet 100-point season, pretty much.
Did you really get the 100
I
points?
believe so.
Oh, there you go.
The defense is a little bit of an issue. However, the goaltending has been solid. Jacob Markstrom has been solid in net when he's had to be.
Calgary's had some really good systems,
led. I believe he led the league in shutouts.
Yeah.
Overall, while Dallas, here's the thing with Dallas though, there are variables for Dallas as well. Dallas has Joe Pavelski, Jason Robertson, Rupe Hintz. Honestly, those are the three main weapons. I don't even include Seguin and Ben in main weapons. If you ask Dallas fans, and I have, they're kind of slowing down at this pace, but they can still produce offensively. Yeah. The main two defenders will be Heiskanen and Klingberg. It really depends how they show up and how often they're going to be on the ice, because they have to be on the ice very often as well. The goaltending is a bit of an issue, I think for Dallas. Ottinger's good, but there will be a conversation on whether you should start Ottinger. And we'll see how it goes. Overall, I have Calgary in 6.
I have Calgary in 5. I think Dallas puts up a bit of fight with everything they have, but I don't see them pulling it out more than that. Maybe 6, definitely not 7. So, yeah, that's where I got that.
The next series is Edmonton and LA. This is a series that I think can go one of two ways, and depending on which way it goes, will really favor either team. If this is a high-scoring series, I think you can expect to see an Edmonton Oilers jersey in the second round. If this is a low-scoring series, I think the Edmonton Oilers are fucked. Quite frankly, don't get me wrong, LA doesn't have. No disrespect to LA. I like a lot of their core, even though it's aging. It's really aged. And I'm kind of shocked they're here. But
Well, yeah. I mean, LA, for me, just seemed like a team that kind of needed to do a bit more rebuild before they kind of got back into this. And, I mean, it seems like they started that, but they didn't. They haven't fully went through with that yet, so a bit surprising how they're here.
With LA, the thing is you have to remember is LA, their plus minus is not amazing. What they rely on is defensive play. They can sometimes shut teams down, painfully so, even with Drew Doughty pretty much being out, which is also an issue. Overall, between all of the weapons that the Edmonton Oilers have added on in this offseason, added at the deadline, and made them more of a dynamic offensive team, plus Mike Smith has led the league since the deadline with a average goals to save ratio, pretty much, goals saved allowed. It's GCAX. Whatever it is. I remembered it earlier, I forget it now. But he's led the league in that. So that means that Mikko Koskinen, we will not have to see him.
What? Well, you said if it's high scoring, you think we're gonna have Edmonton.
Yeah.
If it's low scoring, you think we're gonna have LA. What do you think's gonna happen?
I have Edmonton in 5.
You gotta pick one.
I have
that's
Edmonton
fine.
in 5.
I have Edmonton in 6. I think LA pushes it just another game, but I think it'll be a pretty tightly fought series against. I think two very different teams in the sense of Edmonton's very much top-heavy, very heavy offensive play with not as much reliance on the defense and definitely not as much reliance on the goaltending this season, as opposed to LA, which is more of a defensive-oriented team. So I think it'll be interesting to see the dynamic.
Now to the East. Let's start with...
Fuck the East!
Let's start with Florida and Washington, the easiest matchup to predict.
Yes.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Yeah. No offense, Caps fans. You don't stand you stand a little bit of a chance. I think one of us says you stand one game a chance, and I say you stand no games a chance. Florida was a juggernaut this year, capturing the President's Trophy.
To be fair, I'm always hesitant to put sweeps.
Yeah, I can tell. Hesitant to, dominated their way through. Their offense is literally, 9 players deep. Their defense is skilled, honestly. Possibly we could see Aaron Ekblad return in the postseason, which could be another thing. The goaltending has been on par. Overall, the Florida Panthers is someone you do not want to play against and you do not want to meet in a dark alley. Washington was the last team to make the playoffs on the eastern side, and were okay. Ovechkin was really producing, but after Ovi, there's a steep drop in production. There's a drop in quality.
For me, the reason why I give a game to Washington here is because of the type of playoff experience that Washington has and the stuff they're able to pull. I think you can at least give them one game. I don't think you have them win a series, but one game.
If they win one game, they win game 3, and that's it. I have Florida in 4. So let's go to the next series.
With all the talent in the East, I can't.
Let's go to the next series. Toronto versus Tampa.
Yep.
This is a series that people think they have an idea on, but also could go either way. Although that being said, I give like half of the Eastern Conference matchups, like on that side of the bracket, are kind of
the East, much more than the West, is very much a mixed bag because of how good all 8 teams are. As much as there are, you have an idea of what's going to happen.
There's 2 outliers.
There's.
Anyway.
Are there 2 outliers?
Yep. Well, you don't think there's 2 outliers, but I think there's 2 outliers.
I see. Well.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Tampa and Toronto. This is the Leafs' best team since I don't know how long. Since like the 90s. This is the best Toronto Maple Leafs team. And the question is there whether they make the second round. And the question can be there. And I actually think I like Carter's prediction more than my prediction in terms of number of games. It makes more sense, logically speaking. Yeah. But the narrative is, when is the ball going to drop and when will they make the second round? I think it's real. It can realistically be this year. There's a realistic chance. They have a loaded offense. They have a solid defense. Their goaltending...
Yeah, I mean...
Their goaltending sucks.
I mean, with Toronto, it's one of those things where, with the way their team has been playing any other year, I would I still personally, I can't put them as a favorite until I see them win, but that's just me being petty. But with the Leafs, if this was any other year, I could definitely see them having a really good shot at winning and maybe even going decently deep. But with how deep this Eastern Conference is and playing against a 2-time Cup champ, they won the past 2 Stanley Cups, 2-time defending Cup champion. I don't see them winning this. I see them dragging it out.
I have Tampa in 7. Carter has Tampa in 6. I actually like Carter's idea more because Tampa winning in 6 means Tampa wins it in home ice. Makes more sense, logically speaking. But yeah. Let's go to the next matchup. Carolina versus Boston. Oh.
Yeah, this is one where I just fucking guessed.
This is so stupidly hard. Here's the problem. Carolina won the Metro pretty strongly. Honestly, there was some opposition from the Rangers. Other than that, it was pretty defiant. It's pretty definitive. That being said, their goaltending, their defense has been solid. They're the best penalty kill in the league. Here's the problem. They don't know how to beat the Bruins in the postseason. They've been eliminated at least twice by them in the past 5 years. They have been, like, honestly a problem. And from that as well, Boston's improved. Jake DeBrusk, great. Eric Hall has improved in team scoring. Taylor Hall's improved for team scoring. The top 3 is the top 3. Charlie McAvoy's one of the best defensive defensemen in the league. Goaltending, maybe a weak point, but they still carry the load well.
This
is such a hard series for Carolina to win.
Flip a coin.
But that being said, but at the end of the day, I gave Carolina the win in 6.
If it's this close, I have to give 7.
Okay, so then we go.
I have no idea.
To the last quarterfinals of the East.
Now I know what you're saying
New
about
York
the
Rangers
other
and
outlier.
the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Now here's the interesting thing about my prediction here, is that is very close for me between these 2 teams. However, one of these teams I have going very far. If the other team wins, I would have that team going very far.
Really?
Yes.
So if you have... Okay. But anyway, so it's the Penguins and the Rangers.
Yes.
I don't think this is I think this is pretty definitive in my opinion. I think it's I can tell where I think I have a very clear idea where this series is going. Carter does not. I do very definitively. Despite now, the only problem with the Rangers is this.
Well, I think the Rangers will win. However, you can't count out the playoff experience that the Penguins have.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Last year they've been eliminated in the first round for the past 3 years.
But
the playoff experience is not as
I've seen Pittsburgh fuck around with shit and do really, really well, man.
I've
seen it happen.
The era is done. The era is done. I'm going to tell you this right now. Pittsburgh is losing in 5. I have Rangers in 5. And you know what? Pittsburgh should fucking thank me and say, you know what? Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Thank you for giving us one game on home ice or away ice. Maybe you win an MSG. You don't. But maybe we can pretend.
Maybe we can pretend.
Pittsburgh, there is such a distinction between the top 2 teams in the Metro and the bottom 2 teams in the Metro. Pittsburgh is not beating the Rangers. I will be shocked if Pittsburgh beats the Rangers
winning.
I have the Rangers in 5.
I have the Rangers in 7.
Emphatically. Let's go on to our second round matchups. And yes, we will make a second video once the first round is done.
So overall, I mean, pretty interesting first round. Pretty similar first rounds for the two of us.
Dude, we picked the same fucking teams. What do you mean pretty similar?
Oh, did we not have one difference?
No. We don't have a difference till the second round.
It's funny. I literally was making this in the car.
Anywho, second round comes up.
So,
we both have Colorado versus Minnesota. Now, I think this is the story that is going to come in here. No. It doesn't matter necessarily. It matters to an extent how you come in, how you enter the playoffs. But once you get past 1 round, 2 rounds, it matters. You create your own identity. For example, Nashville, on their frickin' run, you son of a bitch, fucking shaking your head, when you said, we were all saying Nashville will easily lose to Chicago. They sweep Chicago. Now, Nashville is the number 1 seed. No longer the 8th.
Okay, but Minnesota doesn't sweep St. Louis.
That doesn't matter. Because you know what? Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I got Mini in 6.
Okay.
I got Minnesota over Colorado in 6.
I have the Avalanche in 6.
Avalanche jokes!
And here's why. You have 2 teams that have kind of been, they both had their fair share of first-round exits. However, here's the difference. Colorado has the depth that Minnesota doesn't.
Minnesota is tough!
They are tough.
They are Minnesota tough.
But they're not Colorado. They're not the Avalanche.
No. Fleury
I want to see Minnesota do well. I don't
Minnesota
see them
in 6. In 6. You heard it here first.
I would love to see.
Let's go to the next one. Calgary versus Edmonton for both
Battle
of us.
of Alberta.
This is so tough because it's the battle of the even strength and the power play. If there is more power, but here's the problem: in the playoffs, not too many power plays. Edmonton. David got a lot of his points on the power play.
Well, you said this was difficult. This was not difficult for me to decide.
Johnny Gaudreau. Okay, well then let's say we both. I have
Calgary wins.
I have Calgary in 7. He has Calgary in 6.
I have it Calgary in 6 or 5.
Okay, well
I don't see it going to 7.
It's a 6. Let it be known. Let the record show. It's a 6. But yeah. Okay, but you know what? The Battle of Alberta will be fun to watch. It will be a war. It will be battles. But I think Calgary wins. Now,
on to the East.
Battle of Florida between Florida and Tampa.
Yes.
This is a rematch from last year where Florida shit the bed. Florida shit the bed last year. Yeah, you did. Who's gonna let Mr. Little Braden Point score with 1:15 left in game 1? Yes, you are. You fucking idiot. Florida forgot how to defend last year. They were playing Spencer Knight after Bobrovsky and Drieger both urinated in the crease. Let's pretend that doesn't happen this year. Tampa will have just come out of a war with Toronto, and Florida will have just come out of a weekend with Washington. And
yeah, because you had them sweeping.
That could be the difference maker, lads, is how they come into the second round from the first.
Do they use
Who
the rest
jumps on
really
the
well
thing early?
Because Florida will have a rest.
Florida will have a rest.
But the question is that, like, do you come out being really refreshed for your second round? Or do you come out with Winnipeg Jets syndrome where you win 4 straight and completely shit the bed?
No. I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Tampa wins game 1 in that series. But
that's fair.
The Cats don't go away.
Okay.
Do they?
No,
they don't.
Camera.
I got the Panthers in 6.
I have the Panthers in 6 as well.
You'll notice.
However, it feels weird counting out Tampa Bay just because Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay.
Pete.
All right,
3C.
Last one of the second round.
Carolina versus the Rangers for both of us.
Yes.
Fuck. Fuckity. Fuck. Fuck.
This is my miracle run.
God damn it. Keep hope alive. We are Jets fans. We need a first round pick.
Okay,
keep hope alive.
Okay, stop.
Keep hope alive.
Okay, stop.
We're going to keep hope alive.
Okay. You can keep hope alive by not hitting
Who's going to keep hope alive? The Rangers are going to keep hope alive.
I have the Rangers going through this as well.
Yes, it'll be Rangers
how many
versus Carolina.
6. 7.
Okay. I have 6.
There's so many close ones here.
Okay. But honestly, like the thing with that one, it was tough to do, honestly. The thing is, I think overall Carolina has a better team, but the better team doesn't always win. Case in point, third round now, Western Conference Final. Carter has Colorado and Calgary. I got Minnesota fucking Wild and the Calgary Flames, baby. Do you want to talk about your series first?
Well, yeah, we'll go through mine first. So this is, from the very start, I have said they're the only 2 teams I see having a chance of winning the Stanley Cup in the West are Colorado and Calgary.
Not true. Not true.
I can see them going on a little bit of a run. They're not winning the Stanley Cup.
And you see that it's not true.
Minnesota's not winning the Stanley Cup. But
clip that.
Not yet.
Clip
not
that.
Yet. I will eat my words if they do.
You'll eat more than that. Keep going, motherfucker.
Anyways, Colorado versus Calgary. This is where I think Colorado finally runs out of steam. But in dramatic fashion, 7 games, Flames win. For me, the Flames have everything together this year.
It was possibly an impossibility.
Colorado has almost everything together. But I don't know. Colorado has this. I feel like they'll find a way to blow it.
Ready?
Yeah, let's hear you.
The battlefield is outlaying with bodies from the Battle of Alberta. Laying from the wreckage whose comeback has been the Calgary Flames. They join an attack against the Minnesota Wild. But you know what, friend?
Oh my God.
Nope! Minnesota says no! And you know what's even worse? They say it in 5 games!
Get the fuck out of here. Nope.
Yes!
Nope.
I've got Wild in 5! They win game 1, 2, 3, lose 4, and 5! They win in 5!
You really don't want that NHL prize money, dude.
Buddy! Minnie's gonna win! You don't know how! They ask how many! They beat Colorado! They are Colorado!
You think you're beating the Flames in 5?
Yes!
Get the fuck out of here.
The playoffs are meant for things like this!
In 5 games, no.
The playoffs were meant for miracles! The Minnesota Miracle Man!
They win in 7, that's a miracle.
Not Gordon Bombay! It is Dean Everson!
Anyway.
Go to the East. Florida versus New York Rangers for both. Carter, really wants his miracle story to run out of gas right at the third turn.
No, it's not that I want it to. I don't want it to.
Let's talk about
it. Realistic.
Let's talk about it here.
Let's get
by round 3.
Let's get realistic.
By round 3, the Igor Shesterkin shows runs out of gas. It runs out of gas. It's out. It's out. Like, I think this is where the lack of defense,
Florida sees
like
the
defensive
goal.
defense.
They see it. They see
goes
the
away.
light at the end of the tunnel, and this is what really gets the Panthers going. So much so that they win it in 5.
Okay, I have the Panthers winning in 6. Now we go to a final. We have 2 different finals. Yeah. I have the Minnesota Wild versus the Florida Panthers. Carter has Calgary Flames versus the Florida Panthers. You go first.
Okay, so Calgary versus Florida. Calgary, you've had a fantastic run, but with the Eastern Conference this year, with the this is Florida's year. This is it. Yes, the same year that they lost 10-2 to the Habs with officially 5% of their team. This is the year they do it. Panthers win in 6 against the Flames. Okay?
Okay. Now, I actually kind of agree with Carter. It is Florida's year. Florida. This is Florida's cup to win. This is Florida's cup to lose.
I don't like what you're saying.
This is Florida's moment. This is Florida's time. Florida is the President's Trophy winner. They are the best team in the league. And you know what, friends? The best team in the league doesn't fucking win. I have got the Minnesota Wild, your Stanley Cup champions, in 6. Yup. 6. You know why? Because they win it on home ice. The mad bastards. Kaprizov has got 23 points already at this point in the playoffs. Eriksson Ek has decided he doesn't just play defense, he plays offense too, but he still has a plus-minus of plus 13. Foligno decides he's got 3 goals at this point. Zuccarello turns back the clock to the Rangers era. Zuka. The bazooka Zuccarello decides, I'm going to get 25 points.
Hey,
Kevin Fiala, 22? Yes,
hold on,
correct.
Zach,
22 points.
I need a minute here. So let me just get this straight, okay? I'm just going to name you off some teams. So you have, just to be clear, winning the Stanley Cup, you have the Minnesota Wild over the Colorado Avalanche.
Yep.
Calgary Flames.
Yep.
Florida Panthers.
Yep.
Washington Capitals.
Yep.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, but bitch,
Tampa Bay Lightning.
bitch.
I'm mentioning the entire Eastern Conference. Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, the East, mate.
Boston Bruins. New York Rangers. Pittsburgh Penguins. You have the Wild.
Full tilt, Minnesota.
I'm sorry. I think
this is their year.
I think
here's the thing.
Nuts.
This is the story. Here's the story going in. Okay? Here's the story going in. This is Minnesota's first Stanley Cup final. You only get one opportunity. Technically, it was practically St. Louis's first Stanley Cup. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
You are assuming they get to the Cup final.
Practically St. Louis's first Stanley Cup final, too. Minus the 3 years in the 70s. We don't count the 60s and 70s. They're irrelevant. We were live then. Pixar didn't happen, bitch. So when the St. Louis Blues came in as the hottest team in the league, they fucking came in. They decided on their year. You know, like for example, Nashville made it there. San Jose made it there. Dallas made it there. Montreal made it there. Guess what? They blew their opportunity. But you know who won't blow their opportunity? The Minnesota fucking Wild, baby. And you know what? I'm probably wrong.
10 years.
I'm probably wrong, and St. Louis wins in 4. But fuck this. This is the alternate reality I've created. And in a year where Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness has come out, I have to believe one of these fucking realities is the Minnesota Wild's year. I don't even like Minnesota, but I'm becoming a fan and a believer. Fuck them. Minnesota looks like Manitoba on drugs. You heard it here first. But nonetheless, I've got Minnie in 6. Zuccarello raises it victorious. Fleury has another.
Oh my God.
Cam Talbot is a Stanley Cup champion. Kaprizov comes back home to his country in flames between war and unites the land with the Stanley Cup. Peace comes across the entire eastern of Europe. Minnesota wins. And the world rejoices.
You're just fucking nuts, man.
The world rejoices. Minnesota's gonna lose now. But I said it. I'm willing
Did I just
it.
hear this man say
I
that
am wishing it.
Cam Talbot raises the Stanley
He
Cup?
does.
No,
He does.
No.
Thank you
No,
so
he
much for
doesn't.
watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Get on the hype train. He don't stop for nobody until game 4 when St. Louis sweeps us. But fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck the haters. Minnesota in 6 with 36 goals scored in the Stanley Cup final. I am a time traveler. I know this to be true. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Play the fucking outro.